So we're talking to Simon Rooney today from Find Recruitment about his advice for job seekers and what they can be doing to prepare for the search for work during lockdown. So Simon, what would be your top tips for people for the next 10 days to improve their CV?
I think in this current crisis, what you really want to have, if you do find you're looking around for something, is really for your CV to scream out availability, to show that you are available. So to have a finish date on your most current or recent role, put that there. I would then flesh out your CV and expand really around what you did, if things had changed since the last time you'd updated your CV. Put in there the achievements, anything that's gone over and above what you do in more day-to-day. So give that some thought and put that down in a bit of detail there as well. So to be expanding on that part, what I wouldn't do would be just to cut and paste from your job description. That can easily be picked up by any experienced recruiter or interviewer. So really take the time and think what I did and I did this. And what we're looking for is what you've done and what the outcome was from what you're doing. And again, those achievements. So that would be on that CV part, absolutely.
And obviously people can't meet in person with the social distancing rules. So what tips would you have for people interviewing over the phone or on video interviews?
Yeah, I think look, the first thing is really to make sure that technology is working right for you. Okay, so make sure you're in the position where your Wi-Fi is strongest, so there's not going to be any interruptions on that part. Plug your charger into your laptop if you're using a laptop. If you're using your phone, try not to have it shaking around too much on that side as well. Use the mute button if there's some noise going on around the background to turn off those notifications that might come through. And as a backup, if you're doing a video conference, make sure that not only you have this platform that you're using downloaded, have one or two backups, and that I'll have the phone on silent and just turned away from you. The reason being is that if there was a glitch, that you can then keep the continuity going by giving that interviewer a call, or they can call you, and perhaps using the other way of communicating, such as the phone, as that second backup. I would have a glass of water to hand so that you don't have to get up and away from where you've been interviewed. Maybe a tissue as well in case you just get a bit of hay fever or something coming through. And then when the interview starts, I would purposely speak just a little bit slower because of that lag and the communication that can sometimes come through, as well as more and more people are using different video conferencing platforms. You see that it is all being stretched and under a bit of strain. I'd look directly at that camera and enjoy yourself, and don't forget to smile as well. You see in the background here behind me is a pretty distraction-free for the interviewer as well, so that they're not making a kind of a bit of a prejudiced judgment on who you are by your artwork or what's behind you as well. So try to keep it as plain as a background as possible.
What should you wear? Should you wear what you would in a normal job interview, or obviously no slippers and pajamas?
No, lose the slippers and pajamas and approach it. First impressions really do count. So get that shirt out. Might need to get that shirt out deeply buried in the wardrobe at the moment. Give it a good iron. It's really about business attire as the best thing to wear. Yeah.
People might feel lucky enough to get an interview or to find a job, but what should they be looking for in an employer? I know health and safety are probably more important at the moment than ever.
Yeah, this is right. So what's the motivator for them to hire as well? What's driven this up? You might want to think short term, and that's okay in this current environment. If it's a contract role, it might be below your skill set. But it just shows that you're committed and that you're able to roll the sleeves up as well and really get stuck in. Going back to the CV part, I'd have that even as a blurb up the top there, and then I'd ask them why has the vacancy come about? Do your due diligence on the stability of the company. Are they essential workers? Are they getting demand across New Zealand or able to export? And if they're in that lucky position, so do some due diligence. Is it worth you moving where you are from to where you're going, or if you are available immediately, for whatever reason, make sure that you're moving into a really good environment. Ask around, use your networks on that side as well, and read up about the organisation, and then ask the interviewer, why has this vacancy come about?
And any other advice, upskilling, that sort of thing that people can be doing in the next 10 days?
Upskilling is really important. Look, you may find you've got time on your hand to do some online courses, read a lot, upskill as much as possible. And I think upskill will be the next 6 months, 12 months for all of us, really, as it's going to be a very changed environment when we come out of a pure lockdown. I do that part. I would update your LinkedIn profile as well. If you don't already, have a really good corporate photo. It doesn't need to be done by a professional photographer, but get one where you're wearing your business attire again with a plain background, and put on that LinkedIn that you're available immediately, so that other recruiters and other employers can see that you're available and willing to work. That'd be another one as well. I'd also, along with good recruitment agencies, I'd also use your own networks, talk to people, to look, unfortunately, I find myself in this position, or I'm actively looking. Do you know of anything? Could you please keep an eye out for me? And then follow up a week or two later and follow up again as well, just so that you are top of mind at all times.
Yeah. And I guess recruiters have more time to get back to people and help with CVs and that sort of thing at the moment.
Absolutely, yeah. And use those really good recruiters to give you as many tips as possible. Form a really good bond with them as well, and they will keep you posted on different developments. It's going to be a slow market, but at least you'll be there, and they'll know that you're available for what kind of work you'll be available for as well.